Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom and I'm awake because I have just witnessed Derby County 0, Millwall 1. It wasn't pretty at all, but Neil Harris gets absolutely full marks here for coming and doing a hit job on Derby, sitting back and taking that sucker punch goal. Really important 3 points for Harris and Millwall. They've been busy in the FA Cup. This was a game in hand. It looked like a difficult game in hand with Derby up in 7th and Millwall come up, and it's pretty much the perfect away performance from that point of view. I saw a performance a few weeks ago, was Norwich at Leeds, and I said if they'd written the script for this, it would have been exactly what happened. That obviously involved Norwich taking 3 goals and playing some lovely football against Leeds. I think Millwall, if you'd written the script for what they were going to do today, very, very different, but this would have been it. Stick with me because this was quite a bad game, but the narrative is quite important. So Derby line up, and I do not know why they do this. This is probably Lampard's first mistake. It's a 4-4-2 to go up against what Millwall are likely to do. So Roos in goal, Bogle, Keogh, Tamore. Ashley Cole makes his first start, age 38. The great Ashley Cole with all that experience at left back. Bryson and Huddleston in a slow centre midfield. Holmes out on the right wing. Wilson on the left, bit of a flat formation for him. Marriott and Waghorn up front. Millwall, very, very similar lineup. Archer in goal. Romeo Hutchison back. Cooper, Murray Wallace left back. Ferguson down the right. Leonard, Williams, Ben Marshall left midfield. Jed Wallace is going to play in the sort of number 10 spot behind Lee Gregory. Up front, Derby had the chance to go back into the top 6. Bristol City did not play this past Saturday because of the FA Cup, and it is a big chance wasted here by Derby. Cagey start, formations completely matched up, and you can see already the low block and what Millwall are going to try and do here. Nice ball round the corner by Jed Wallace on 6. Romeo into the box, fires that across, getting forward well. There was licence for the fullbacks to, kind of use the channels for Millwall whilst they stayed very, very solid in the centre. Early pattern, like I say, low block from Millwall without the ball. The challenge here for Derby, get people between the lines, get the ball moving quickly, shift Derby about, switch the play. Could they do it? We'll find out. 17, Derby first effort here. Bogle deep cross. Wilson heads well wide. Millwall look comfortable. Derby playing in front of them and no spark to get through the ball, not moving quickly enough. On 20, Holmes beats his man down the right, feeds Waghorn. He wants to dribble it. He's in the box. He's getting away from Hutchison. He just loses control of the ball. Wilson free kick into the wall here. Millwall break. Bryson bails him out a little bit. He, professional foul, pulls down Ferguson to stop the attack and doesn't get a yellow. The perfect professional foul. There you go. Marriott into Huddleston, 25-yarder. Charge down, bounces to Waghorn. He's stretching for it, but can't quite reach. Ref deemed that he touched it, actually. No corner given on that one. On 40, Huddleston forward again. Plenty back. Not good positions being taken up at all. He fires the 30-yard away over. Huddleston gives it away, then fouls Gregory. Frustration in the stands, frustration in the pitch. Yellow for Huddleston. On 43, Marshall catches Bogle. This time it's another yellow card. Scruffy. Waghorn comes short. It's him who tries the 30-yarder here. Again, not even breaching that first line of Millwall. There's a block. It spoons up. Marriott throws himself down in the box. Hutchison not looking impressed. We have reached half-time. God, this was rubbish. A horrible, horrible game. But we know what the context of this was going to be. Millwall very, very happy to sit back. The back four goes very narrow. They get good support from the wide midfielders there. Marshall just steps out on one side and, excuse me, Ferguson on the other. Then Jed Wallace steps back from the number 10 position, and you have got a really deep block, maybe 30, 40 yards from goal. And the challenge for Derby was to play through, and it was just too slow, too ponderous. The Magic players with pace there, Holmes and Wilson, they couldn't get them in between the lines, either in a sideways motion or a forward motion. Derby were really, really bad. They played right into Millwall's hands, who looked like they'd come for a clean sheet and to see what they could get on the break. My supposition at half-time was that Lampard needed to go 4-2-3-1. He needed to stagger the team and make it a little bit less square, the two formations just buttressing up against each other. He did just that in a slightly different way. He goes 3-5-2 in the second half. The idea being no challenge for the Derby back four, so free these guys up and get them a little bit further forward. So Bogle tucks in at right wing back. Tamori moves across slightly. Keogh the middle of the three. Holmes comes to wing back position. Cole moves slightly further forward. That said, you still do have that axis of Huddleston and Bryson in the middle. Wilson gets to kind of move into the middle, which I'd complained about. Would this be what they needed? Holmes with the corner. They start with slightly more intensity. That would not have been hard, given how bad the first half was. Keogh on the near post can't direct that. Goal was big. Diagonal from Tamori. Blindside run from Marriott. He gets in behind Hutchison at the back. The ball's running for him. He's running kind of parallel to the goal. He wants to come back and shoot on the turn with his left foot. That classic sort of Ian Rush type shot. And he falls over and scuffs it straight at Archer in the goal. Best moment of the game for Derby, and look what it came from. Just a big diagonal forward and a blindside run. That was how bad Derby's creative passing was today. 54, Holmes makes ground up the right, inside to Bogle. He's kind of trying to get forward and be that spare man, whips it in. It's a tricky header for Marriott. He's facing away. He's got to angle it towards the goal. Difficult chance. Headed well wide, excuse me. Jed Wallace down the left, though. We know about Wallace's pace. He's got really good acceleration as well. He gets past Bogle right up near the corner. It's a dangerous cross. He hits it hard. The ball goes right over. It flies all the way across the box, and I look and the crossbar is wobbling. So either Roos has had to touch the bar just to cover it, or that ball skimmed off the crossbar. 57, Wilson, free kick well over. Derby still creating the sum total of absolutely nothing. Keogh tries one of his big dribbles here. We see them quite a lot on 62. Ends up getting a yellow card for dissent, mouthing off there. He thought he was fouled when he was shepherded out. So we bring it up to the 70th minute. The crowd want Lampard to make the change, but he's left it too late, because on 71 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, I think we call this the sucker punch, and here come Millwall. The shithouse is on. They're going to do it. Derby have got their own attacking free kick, and Millwall, as they did all night, head and kick absolutely everything clear. Out it goes to Bogle, and he makes a right fuzz of this. He's got the header, and he kind of too aggressive into it, headers it into the ground, and Gregory, as we know, does a good job hustling, harassing. He now takes it off Bogle. Bogle actually tries to make the tactical foul, but Gregory is strong and shows good balance. He feeds this to Ferguson, and Wallace smells blood at this point. Remember, Derby have pushed men forward for the attacking free kick. Ferguson is clever. He's just going to play it into an area first time and try and stretch them. He does just that. He plays exactly the right ball into the left inside channel for Jed Wallace. He moves forward. Ashley Cole is with him. It's a one-on-one situation. Wallace slows his run down. Cole backs off a little bit. Maybe not 38-year-old Ashley Cole goes straight in for the challenge and puts the onus on Wallace. But I think Cole knows that Wallace has got him for pace here. He backs off that fatal little bit. Wallace moves it to the left. He's into the box. Can he get a shot off? He hits it as hard as he can, as low as he can. It's close to Roos and it goes underneath him and into the net, and the breakaway goal is scored. If you're a Derby fan, you are going to be saying Bogle should have done better, Cole should have done better, Roos should have done better. If you are a Millwall fan, you are going to say we got a counter-attack. Gregory was strong. Ferguson played exactly the right pass. Wallace in the one-on-one makes it count. He gets the shot off low and hard on target, and it is the sucker punch goal. And you just sometimes know in this situation when a goal is a killer goal. Derby had no intensity, and that was a real punch in the face for them. Well played, Millwall. They've got their noses in front. Lampard had been trying to concoct the substitution, but it's very different substitution at 0-1 than it is at 0-0. On comes King for Huddleston. Not entirely sure what King adds. He may be a bit more mobile than Huddleston, but doesn't have the passing range. Joseph soon comes in for Cole, maybe a minute too late. Cole was fine for the rest of the game, by the way, but just caught out in that one-on-one. 2 more minutes go by and Tom Elliott comes in for Lee Gregory. My slight worry now, you got a big guy that doesn't have Gregory's industry, and that pressing from the front may slow down. 85, Nugent for Wilson. Derby just creating absolutely nothing. They chuck the extra forward on. We know Nugent is a nuisance. Yellow for Williams for dissent. Tunnicliffe comes in for Jed Wallace. Job done for Jed Wallace. He dropped into midfield and defended when he needed to, and he got away and put that vital goal in on 71. Tunnicliffe is just going to sit in the centre of midfield. Real proper 4-5-1 now from Harris as he defends this last few minutes. 4 minutes goes up, and would you believe 91 minutes, Derby's first effort on target, long throw in second phase, lobbed into the box. Keogh jumps, might have been Tamori. One of them gets a flick on it. Archer down to his left, pushes it away in the hubbub, falls to Joseph soon. But as with every single shot that Derby had, an orange shirt, leg, body, head in the way and blocks it. Yellow for Elliott for time wasting right at the end. And the final whistle greeted with a load of boos. Millwall get the win. Let's talk about Millwall first. They're down the bottom of the table. They've had a lot of fixtures. They have lower salary than Derby. They're coming away from home. They have less ability in their squad. I do not begrudge Millwall for 1 second sitting back and playing an away game like this. If Derby are better, then they'll play through them and win. And Neil Harris got this exactly right. This won't always work. There'll be games where you try this away technique and you will get beaten. You will get picked off. But Millwall today were too good for Derby. It's very, very simple. They put the low block out. Derby couldn't break through. The big chance, the one big chance in the game falls to Wallace. He puts it in. Millwall take the 3 points. I just checked the table there. Still surprisingly low down on the points there. I think 5 points clear Millwall. I know they've got a game in hand because of the FA Cup. So still some work to be done for Millwall. But as I say on these vlogs every week, Ipswich, Rotherham and Bolton had just not been winning for long enough. So you'd think teams like Millwall and Wigan are safe with that distance between them. So I'm afraid it's a huge thumbs up from me for Millwall today. They played it absolutely perfect and Derby didn't have enough answers. Speaking of Derby, at their best, they're a delight to watch, but they were horrible today. They were pants, hopeless, whatever you want to say, for Derby. So slow, so ponderous, could not break through this low block for love nor money. Maybe they're missing Mount's industry and mobility in midfield. Marriott was back. The 4-4-2 system did not work at all. It was really too flat and not staggered through the pitch enough. And I've heard it said by quite a few Derby fans now on my previews and reviews that Derby are actually better suited to playing teams that come onto them and they can make those quick attacks. I know Tom Lawrence wasn't there today, but with people like Lawrence and Waghorn and Wilson and then Marritt's pacing behind, they can make those quick attacks. But when they were faced, and this is something Lampard's only in his first year as a manager, when they're faced with that big orange wall with two big centre halves, so you can't go long either. Crosses into the box isn't going to work. You have to play through, and he did not have the solution. And I do think maybe a more tenured manager would have gone even earlier away from that 4-4-2 to try and just move players in between the lines and at least try and shift Millwall about. So Derby, I haven't checked the table, but no one else has played, so they must still be in 7th position. Bristol City looking good. This type of form from Derby, even if they do get in the playoffs, is not looking good. They need to get that mojo back. They had that brilliant run around when they went away to Chelsea in the League Cup where they were playing so well. I remember them demolishing West Brom, had that great run. They need to get back to something looking like that, else it's going to be outside the playoffs for them if it carries on like this. Really interested to know your thoughts. If you're a Millwall fan, I'm sure you agree with me. That was pretty much perfect for the game plan today. Expectations for the rest of the season. Is this FA Cup a little bit of a distraction? Another quarter-final for Millwall in the FA Cup. Superb stuff there. They look fairly well safe to me already on 35 and a game in hand, 34 possibly, and a game in hand. What's the expectation now for the rest of the season? If you're a Derby fan, do you agree with me that 4-4-2 was all wrong, and once the pattern had been twigged, Lampard maybe should have switched things up a little bit sooner? Easy to say with hindsight, obviously. And Derby fans, what's the expectation now? Can you move Bristol City out of there in the playoffs? Or dare I say, Forest coming up on Monday, are they now hot on your heels? Are you looking over your shoulder? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're just watching, give me a thumbs up. Loads of Championship content, so please hit that subscribe button. Follow me at Benjamin Bloom on Twitter as well. Look, it wasn't the best game today, so if you've got to the end of the review, I do really appreciate that. I will be back, big bottom of the table stuff, Wigan versus Ipswich, and then great week next week. I'm going to be at Forest Derby and then QPR Leeds, so the big Derby match there, and then Leeds, probably if they beat Bolton, with a chance to go back into that top two. Going to be a great night there. Well worth subscribing. Thank you for watching. Over and out.